coastline, the meeting point.
Up next is our guest of the week. And on guest of the week for today, we have no other person than Honorable Adebayo Balogun, who is representing the Lekki Federal Constituency. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
All right, for official purpose, may we meet you?
My name is Honorable Prince Bayo Balogun, member representing Ibejuleki Federal Constituency, Lagos State.
Okay, so how would you describe your journey so far in politics?
Wow, it's been quite a while. I would say my active public holding started from 1999. What, prior to that, been party member, party office holder, and but in 1999, I became secretary to Ibejuleki local government, and after that, I had a brief stay as the vice chairman for some few months. Then I became the chairman of the local government in 2004. And, well, that took us up to 2011. And 2012, I became a commissioner in the Lagos State House of Assembly Service Commission, which I was in that capacity till 2019. And I find myself here in the House of Reps representing my people of the Ibejuleki Federal Constituency.
Okay, how would you rate your performance so far, highlighting some major projects you have embarked on?
When I look at what we were able to do during the time I was secretary to local government, because of the students I've been able to push into LASU, we then had a large number of graduates from Ibejuleki. When I told my chairman that, look, I knew we have so many students. Not most of them might not be staying inside within the local government, but I knew there are still many around. So he said I should go and place an advert so that all indigenous of Ibejuleki who are graduates should submit their CV to my office. We were able to push about 250 indigenes of Ibejuleki into the state service at that point. Because at that point I was looking at how do we develop the manpower for Ibejuleki. At that stage, we are still the most rural in Lagos and the largest in land mass. Ibejuleki has the largest land mass, about 1/5 of total land of Lagos. So if you are looking at that, and at the end of the day, we didn't really have people within the service. So when we were able to achieve that, it was a major goal for us. At the end of the day, major achievement for Ibejuleki and the whole of Ekpe division in general. So that was one of the reasons some of the people also thought that I think this guy, I think he has something to offer. And it was very easy for them to push me and move into the local government level, at the chairmanship level at that time. So when I stay within office within 2014 and 2011, also charged a lot of developments. Rural infrastructure development, roads, electrification. Before I became chairman, I think we had just less than 20 to 25 transformers within the local government in terms of rural electrification substation. And by the time I finished, we had over 100. And today, Ibejuleki will be talking nothing less than maybe 200-300 substations within the area because of the growth we have been able to mature. And Ashwaju was also very particular about that area in terms of development, bringing in the free trade zone, the deep sea port. So there was a master plan making Ibejuleki the hub of production, the economic growth. So we had no choice than to key into such development. So within that area too, we were able to set up some other microeconomic programs within the area, markets, in the area for industrialization, sports centers, areas for schools. So these are part of the things we're able to do within the area. And also in the area of development today, we ushered in programs that were able to help the women too in area of production. I think within that period, we were able to create two major markets within the local government. We had the one at Elemoro, and we also had one at let's say these are the major markets now that are actually propelling the commerce of Ibeju-Lekki. So put that with the human development we've also created in the early part of our administration. So we are starting to have that synergy now. Ibeju-Lekki today has become a major hub in area of real estate development. You, it's the fastest growing local government in Nigeria today. Every quarter you have one estate or the other growing within that axis. So it's been a journey of moving from a level of development to other. So now the major challenge we are now facing now is like the population explosion now is now unprecedented because of the level of development we have created. So people are seeing Ibeju-Lekki now as a place to be, the future of Nigeria. And now that all these uh, activities are now coming together, the free trade zone is actually on board now. The Lekki deep sea port will be coming up before the end of this year or early next year. Dangote refinery has started production of fertilizer. So by next year, they should be starting the production of the petroleum products. So everybody is actually moving into that axis now. So that these are part of the development that we started and which has now galvanized into the major economic development for Nigeria as a whole. By the time Dangote start finally, we, we will be saving Nigeria about $50 billion annually used in the importation of refined products. The deep sea port will relieve Apapa Wharf and the other ports within Nigeria that are actually cause congestion within that area. And you know, it's going to be, they call it the deep sea port because it will be able to carry the major ships, the mother ships. What we have on ground now is most of those mother ships stays within the deep sea, and they bring in the daughter ships to come and offload and bring them to the lower ones at Papa and Wharf. But what we are having within the Ibeju-Lekki will be the one that can take the mother ship itself. So
To
it's going to
shores
be a
of
major
focus.
economic activity within that area. And this is a product of serious planning when we started in 1999, and we were able to buy into Asiwaju vision to making that hub the next Dubai of Nigeria.
Talking about Ashiwaju, this sounds so interesting because we all know the benefits of having that kind of seaport in a state like Lagos. Um, let's go to 2023 election, the presidential, to be precise. Um, the Jagaban has come out to declare his interest. Some other people too have come out. What do you have to say about all of this?
You see, like I said, I've been in the system since '99, and I can really tell you what Asiwaju has actually done to change the politics of Lagos, to change the development of Lagos. And if you now look at that and across Nigeria, if every state is able to develop at that pace, then Nigeria will no longer have any problem. We would have gotten over this issue of electricity if not the crisis created by the then federal government when Asiwaju was able to bring Aaron and some other companies to come and start up the Lagos State electricity project. Because there is no way we can continue with the system that we have on ground. And Asiwaju have always been advocating for true federalism, where every state will be able to develop at its own pace. There's no way you will continue the way we are doing when you rob Peter to pay Paul. If what we get is dependent on what we produce, then at the end of the day, everybody will be productive. Asiwaju was able to raise the revenue of Lagos from less than ₦1 billion to about ₦10 billion before he left, and today is about 40. You see, there is no way we can, if we can't increase our revenue generation, we can never develop. We can never be developing on sales of raw materials like we are doing with crude oil. That is never a sustainable growth. We are able to increase our rate of IGR That is the only source of revenue that is sustainable, and that's what Asiwaju has been able to do. And if someone is able to do that, and also to be a good manager of people, and we all know, everybody will say, Asiwaju has developed so many people. He knows how to pick the right people. As the president, you don't need to have knowledge of everything. Like Obasanjo said, he said he supported General Buhari because he knew we had the insurgents problem as at that time. He said, well, he might not be too good with economics, but he knew he'd be able to handle the insurgents because he knew he can hire the people to do the economics for him. He can hire the people to do the commerce, to do the roads. Because as a president, what you need to do is know how to hire the right people. You don't have to have all the knowledge. Your ability is to manage the people. A manager is to put the right people in right places. It's not for you to be the one doing everything. So, and that's one asset anybody, even his rivals, even his detractors, knows that Asiwaju is a very good human manager. So once we're able to get that kind of a person, we know turning around Nigeria is just a matter of few years if the right people are put in place. So to me, I don't see any options for now. I don't even see, because most of the people that are actually castigating Asiwaju for one reason or the other are doing it for personal reasons, not for any reason that would benefit Nigerians. And I will tell any one of them, bring a better candidate, and then I will see, oh, I will change my mind. But nobody has been able to come over with any better candidate. And because if you're talking about election, it's not just someone who says I can. I will ask for your track record. And if you are good in business, general business, different from public. Private business and public are two different things. What grows the private sector is profit. The motive behind any private sector is profit. But when it comes to the public sector, it's about social good, the good for all. The federal government, the government can spend 10 million naira to take care of people without expecting any return. But in any private person, if I spend 10 billion naira, I must be thinking about the margin of return. So there are two different sets of people. So Asiwaju have been tried within the public sector, and he has excelled. He has done it in the private sector. So we are not actually talking about his exploit in the private sector now. We are talking about his exploit in the public sector. And that is very important. Managing people, even some people at the level of council chairman or less, they crumble because it's not very easy. It's not easy to manage human being. And he will tell you, you must be ready to forgive if you want to be in the public sector. We will make our mistakes. And he said he leaves margin for people to make mistakes. And as long as you're able to put that human error margin in part of your expectation from wherever you employ, then it's going to go a long way to get a better person out of that worker. So it's something that we believe that will work. And as of today, like I said, we have not seen any better option. And we are still waiting if anybody can do that.
Coastline, the meeting point.